There's a great debate. After one completes typing a sentence, there's a period, of course. And then after the period, then what? One space or two spaces before beginning the next sentence? And it seems to be that the answer depends on a generational divide, that those who grew up in the era of typewriters tend to put two spaces, and those who grew up with computer word processors put one space. But whatever your approach is, there's meaning in the space. And that's one of the messages of our Torah portion, Vayikra, which presents 8 chapters of law after law after law, essentially laws that pertain to the sacrifices that were offered in biblical times. And Rashi, on the very first verse of our Torah portion, notes something extraordinary, not about the laws and not about the words or the paragraphs, but about the spaces that are there between the words, because between the sections there are often large gaps written into the Torah scroll, included in the Torah scroll. And Rashi said that those gaps are there, litain revach lemoshe lihit bonein, to give room, to give space for Moses to understand these spaces are not just spaces on the parchment, but they were spaces as God gave the Torah to Moses. It wasn't just a non-stop continuation of words, one word after the next, after the next. There was time to pause. There was time to internalize. There was time to understand. And there was time at Sinai, as God gave the Torah to Moses. There was time and there's space in the Torah scroll itself. And there has to be space as well in our own lives as time flies by, as so much happens, and it's often so quick. What we need is that space to understand, to internalize, to make sure that those values and those lessons that are passing us by in life are not simply coming in one ear and out the other, but enter our hearts and become part of who we are. That's the message of the spaces in the Torah between the words. It's not just to skip over, it's not just blank space. There is meaning in the absence of words and in the presence of deep thought. Stay healthy, stay well, and stay connected.